Hi dear students, welcome to Department of Chemistry, KTHM College, Nasik. So student, in our last lecture, we started our discussion about the atmosphere and air pollution. Very lastly, we were discussing about the air pollution, the presence of substances due to the human activities as well as the natural activities which causes adverse effect on man as well as the environment is known as air pollution. In fact, the air pollution is a multi-step process starting from the sources, then next transportation of the pollutants, then concentration of the pollutants, then their effects, and finally control of the problem caused by the pollutants. With the help of different sources, few important pollutants are selected. We call it as a primary air pollutants. Primary means what? Those air pollutants which are directly generated from their source, means the first pollutant from the source, because the first pollutant generated from the source are again combined chemically to form a next pollutants. Next pollutant again combined chemically, photochemically, or by any means and formed a next pollutants. So we deals with the primary pollutants. The first important primary pollutant is the carbon monoxide. In our last lecture, we discussed about in detail about the carbon monoxide. Right now, today we are going to discuss about the second primary pollutant, that is the nitrogen oxide. So we'll start our discussion about the second pollutant, nitrogen oxides. NOx we called nitrogen oxides, NOx. In fact, the nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide collectively known as a nitrogen oxides. So the nitric oxide means NO and nitrogen dioxide NO2 collectively known as NOx, nitrogen oxides. In fact, in the atmosphere, along with the nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide, other oxides of nitrogen are also present. For example, nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide means N2O. In addition to that, nitrogen trioxide. Nitrogen trioxide. Nitrogen trioxide means N2O3. Then nitrogen tetraoxide. Nitrogen tetraoxide. N2O4. Nitrogen pentaoxide. Nitrogen pentaoxide means N2O5. These are the other oxides present in the atmosphere along with the NOx's. Now student, we will deal with the sources of nitrogen oxides. What are the major sources? What are the important sources? So our first point of discussion is sources. What are the sources of nitrogen oxides? So students, about 5 into 10 raised to 3 tons, 5 into 10 raised to 3 tons are emitted by bacterial actions. By bacterial actions. You can say this is a natural source of NOx. And second major source is the man-made activities. About 5 into 10 raised to 7 tons of NOx is emitted by man-made sources. Again, it is a part of discussion. which man-made sources will contribute to 5 into 10 raised to 7 tons of NOx per year in the atmosphere. For example, combustion of fuels, this is a major one. Then petroleums, maybe from the automobile engine or maybe from the various type of refineries. Combustion of coals, gasolines. Then again miscellaneous activity, that is the burning of agricultural waste. Etc. etc. So these are the important sources. So first one is a natural source. We call it as by bacterial actions. 5 into 10 raised to 3 tons of NOx are emitted. And second one is a man-made, which emit 5 into 10 raised to 10 raised to 7 tons NOx per year in the atmosphere. Now we will think about the sink of NOx. Sink of NOx. Second thing, sink. Sink of NOx. Sink means what? End product by which the NOx comes on the earth surface. So, in order to discuss about the sink, we must know the residence time. As per as the discussion, the nitrogen oxides majorly contributes two important nitrogen oxides. One is nothing but the nitric oxide, and second is nitrogen dioxide. So the average residence time of a nitric oxide is 4 days. The average residence time of a NO is 4 days, and while that of a NO2 is 3 days. The natural bacterial process and the photochemical reactions are the major or huge sink for nitrogen oxide. What are the major sink or huge sink for nitrogen oxides? The bacterial action and photochemical processes. The bacterial action and photochemical process are the huge sink of NOx. Actually, during their sink, the end product is the nitric acid. क्या बनाते हैं? Bacterial actions or photochemical process. What is the end product of this process? We will get the formation of nitric oxide. So the end product is nitric acid, and along with the nitric acid, photochemical smog is also obtained, and photochemical smog. So it was an account about the sink. Now next to that, we will discuss about the chemical process involved in NOx formation. Chemical process involved in the formation of NOx. So many more chemical processes are there, but we will deal with some important one. The first important thing is that the formation of a nitric oxide and a nitrogen dioxide takes place at a high temperature and in a lightening, means in presence of heat and sunlight, the formation of nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide takes place in presence of high temperature and in lightening. Lightening means in presence of a sunlight. Obviously, nitrogen gas combines with oxygen gas at a very high temperature, about 200 degrees Celsius temperature. At about 200 degrees Celsius temperature, we will get the formation of nitric oxide. And this nitric oxide then combine with oxygen and gives a corresponding, this nitric oxide combine with oxygen and gives corresponding NO2. This is the one of the process involved during the formation of NOx. The second is nothing but the photochemical cycle of a NO2. First of all, you just note all these things by screenshot so that we will proceed towards the second chemical process involved in the formation of NOx. Now the second chemical process is a photolytic cycle of NO2. Photolytic cycle. This is also one of the way for the formation of NO2. This cycle will start with the sunlight, or you can say sunlight emissions or sunlight energy, you can say. Sunlight energy, solar energy we will call it as. This is your NO2. When this NO2 is converted into the NO, nitric oxide, in fact during that a cellularly oxygen atom is inserted over here, and then from the air O2, from here this oxygen and this O2 combines to form ozone. This ozone with NO2 will emit O2 in the atmosphere or in the air, you can say, and here is the formation of again NO2. So this is an overall about the photolytic cycle of a NO2. So student, next to that we will discuss about the concentration profile of a NOx. Concentration profile of a NOx. Third thing. Concentration profile. The concentration of NOx in the atmosphere changes with the time of the day, depending upon the density of the traffic. The composition of the atmosphere means the air on the earth's surface will changes, because obviously as the traffic changes, the various types of nitrogen oxides emitted from the automobiles will be varied, and therefore we will get a variation in nitrogen oxides. More preferentially, here we will deal with the nitrogen oxide, nitrogen dioxide and ozone with respect to the time of the day. For that purpose, we will draw a very small graph of variations. Suppose this is your y-axis, this is your x-axis. We will write the time duration, or you can say the time of the day. Suppose this is your 300, this is your 600, this is your 900, this is your 1002. This is time of day. And now on that axis, we will write the NO, NO2 and O3 in terms of ppm. NO, NO2 and O3 in terms of ppm. Suppose this is your 0.30 ppm, this is your 0.40 ppm, this is your 0.50 ppm. In this way, you can take any considerable or suitable scale for that. Obviously, at very morning, traffic is low. Obviously, once the traffic is low, the concentration of a NO excess will be the low. So at the morning, it will have a very low percentage. But as soon as the time passes, the traffic density will increases, and therefore the percentage of means the concentration of a NO, nitric oxide in the atmosphere increases, and it will goes to the certain peak level. But as soon as the time passes, the sunlight will increases, and as soon as the density, or you can say the intensity of ultraviolet radiation increases, the NO gets converted into the NO2. So this is an account about the NO. But as I told you that as soon as the density of ultraviolet rays in the atmosphere increases, NO is converted into the NO2, and therefore the NO will drop down and the composition or the percentage of NO2 increases. And the third thing is about the ozone. As time passes, the percentage of ozone increases and then again decreases. So this is an account about the NO, this is a NO2 and this is O3. Mind well about the NO and NO2, where initially percentage of NO increases, means the concentration will increases, but as soon as the density, or you can say the intensity of ultraviolet rays increases due to the sunlight, NO is converted into the NO2, and therefore percentage of NO2 increases and then finally decreases at the end of the day. So this is an account about the concentration profiles of NO, NO2 and SO3 in terms of ppm with respect to the time of the day. So student, you can note all these data by screenshot so that we will proceed towards the next part of our discussion, that is the control of NOx. Now, the control of NOx. Control of NOx. Actually, the two methods of control are there. The first method of control is the two-stage combustion method first. Is the two-stage combustion. We will deal with the two stages. The first stage, in the first stage, the fuel, that is the coal, tar, gasolines, etc. are fired at high temperature with the stoichiometric amount of oxygen. Limited amount of oxygen is supplied. Any excess amount of oxygen is not supplied over here. Obviously, what will happen? the NOx formation will be retarded. So in the first stage, what happened? The fuel, it may be the coal, it may be the gasolines, etc., are fired at high temperature and stoichiometric amount of oxygen. As the oxygen is stoichiometric, it reduces the formation of NOx. It reduces the formation of nitrogen monoxide. Second stage, or you can say the second option, is that temperature is reduced and oxygen used in excess amount. The fuel is fired at low temperature with excess of oxygen. This method is also reduces the formation of NOx. If we compare between these two, if the fuel is fired at low temperature and with excess of oxygen, the most of the NOx formation can be reduced, but the efficiency is very low. Fuel efficiency is reduced. This is the drawback. Otherwise, it will be the more effective to control the nitrogen oxides. So it was an account about the first method, student. Now the method second. Method second is the chemical sorption of NOx. Chemical sorption. Chemical sorption of NOx. For the chemical sorption, we can use the H2SO4 or alkaline scrubbing solution. H2SO4 or alkaline scrubbing solution is used. Actually, this chemical sorption involves a different steps. The first one is a oxidizer. First one is oxidizer. In an oxidizer, the fuel gas is passed through the oxidizer. It means that fuel gas and NO2, fuel gas and NO2 is passed through oxidizer. In fact, this chemical sorption method is not only used for nitrogen oxide, but it is used for the sulfur oxides also. And therefore, when NO2 is treated with SO2 in presence of H2O, it gives H2SO4, and obviously along with we will get the formation of NO. Now the second step is the scrubber. Second one is the scrubber, and in the scrubber the N2O3 is reacted with H2SO4. N2O3 plus H2SO4, and this N2O3 when reacted with H2SO4, it gives the formation of NaHESO4. It gives NOHESO4. SO4 formation. Here we have to use a 2 moles of H2SO4. We will get the formation of 2 moles along with the H2O. This N2O3 is formed from the NO2 plus NO. We will get N2O3 actually. And this N2O3 is treated with H2SO4 formed in the first case. This NOH SO4 is used in our further case. Our third step is the decomposition. Decomposition. Here we have to use H2SO4 again, which is formed in our first case, that is the oxidizer. So H2SO4 and NO2, whatever form in the previous case. So NOHSO4, when reacted with half of O2 in presence of H2O, we will get the formation of again twice H2SO4 plus we will get the formation of NO2. This is also 2 mole. This is also 2 mole. This NO2 is then again recycled over here, and this H2SO4 is also recycled over here for the previous cases. Now in this way, in the fourth case, that is in the reactor, we will combine again the 3 moles of NO2 with H2O. Finally we will get the formation of twice of HNO3 plus H2O. So in this way, by these 4 ways, we can trap the NO2 and NO, because it was our first reaction and this N2O3 is absorbed over here. It is scrubbed by H2SO4. As far as we stated over here, H2SO4 and alkaline solution is used for the scrubbing purpose. So student, it was an account about the control of NOx. So you can note all these things so that we will proceed towards the effect of NOx pollutions. Now the effect of NOx pollution. First of all, we will deal with the effect of NOx pollution on the animals. So nitric oxide has a tendency to bind with the hemoglobin Hb plus 4NO. It will give HbNO4. It means that it will decreases the oxygen transportation through the bloodstream in the body of animals, and therefore it will causes all the severe problem related to the breathing as well as breathlessness, or you can say all the diseases of oxygen deficiency. In fact, nitrogen dioxide is more toxic than nitric oxide. NO2 is more toxic than nitric oxide. If we think about the effect on plants, the most important thing is that the exposure of a plant to around 10 ppm can retard the rate of photosynthesis. And therefore it will affect on the growth of land, damage of leaf, and most important thing is that the aging of lands. So student, it was an account about the second